In today's yin practice, we're going to work into the hips. So we're going to find ways to move the hips in all the directions that they can go. We need some props maybe that support this, so you can maybe use some blocks or some books, some pillows, some cushions. And then as you sit here and settle, take a deep breath in and feel the energy of your hips. And as you exhale, think of that energy moving down towards the spine. Let the legs become really soft. And feel the spine balancing on top of everything else. The shoulders are relaxing by the sides, away from the ears. The face is soft. And tune into your jaw, because sometimes even though we are relaxing everything else, the jaw still is holding tight. So maybe the teeth are pushing together. You experience a slight clenching. See if you can have a little gap between your teeth. And soften the muscles here on the side of your face. And then begin to notice your breath. Is it fast or slow? Does it feel deep or shallow? Is it regular or irregular? And there's no right or wrong way, just notice the breath. Maybe you notice a wish to change the breath to something you feel is adequate. And notice that thought. And in the hips, they say, is where our emotions are stored. So the emotions are connected to the element of water. You know, the waterworks, the feeling of flow in the hips, the feeling of creation and being creative. So if any feelings come up today in the practice of any kind, observe the feelings like an observer, like a scientist. As long as you feel comfortable, this is your practice, so you make it your own. If you need to shift or change, if you need to adjust, then please do this. You're in the comfort of your home and your safe space. No need to push, no need to force anything. And let's set an intention for the practice. If you like, bring your hands to your heart center, palms together touching, or one hand on top of the other. And bring your mind to something that is important to you today, that you'd like to dedicate this class to. Whatever it is, whatever brings you to the mat today. And I'll open the space with a mantra Om that you can hum, listen, or just let the sound wash over you. Taking a deep breath in and then sigh it out. And inhaling to chant breathing in, and as you're exhaling, release the hands down, blink your eyes open. And we're going to come to our first pose. It's going to be butterfly, so if you like, you can stay on something heightened if you want. Otherwise, bringing the feet forwards. And I'll give you a different one today if you wish. I'm going to take a block. You can also take a pillow or cushion. I'm going to take my feet on top of this pillow or cushion, so block. And make sure you have a nice triangle shape for your legs, so you have space to fold forward. You can also place something else on your feet, so you can build little building blocks and rest maybe your forehead, or maybe make fist with your hands, and then rest the forehead on the hands. Try to really relax the shoulders. If you feel you're sitting on something or want to fold forward, that is also okay. Let the neck relax. And if your ankles feel a little bit sensitive on the floor, what can feel nice is placing a blanket over your ankles and then tucking it under. I quite like that sometimes. It feels supported. And then take a moment to check in with your edge, because you will fall forward, you will have that time to soften. I'm going to stay in this pose for 4 minutes. So I'll mind the time for you. And I give you space, so silence as well, so you can tune in and be with what is in yourself. Let's begin. Let's begin to soften. Notice the sensations. And release more and more. Slow down time. You have enough time. And you're over halfway already, another minute and a half to go. Or maybe you notice already how much further you've relaxed now. Got another 30 seconds to go. Deepen into your breath. Let the breath help you access even more release without forcing or pushing. And then taking a long breath in. And if you exhale slowly, imagine you're sinking that little bit deeper. And then release the pose, coming back up, rolling yourself up. Take your time to carefully. And then if you had the feet on a pillow or a block, just take them off. Remove your props. We're going to move on from here into a little lying down position just to check in how this first pose affected us. So stretch your legs out and away from you. Maybe give them a little shake. And then lie down on your back. Spread your arms to the side. You can have a pillow underneath your head if you like. And relax for a few moments. Again, begin to feel the body on the floor. And at this moment, there's nothing else to do, just to lie down. Today will be a nice calming practice where we work into this energy of flow. The mobility of the hips, created by the flow of our breath, the flow of our thoughts and awareness. Try and notice if at any point you are trying to push or experience more sensations than is necessary, because this pushing restricts our flow. We want to keep it soft and easy. Alright, and when you're ready, just bring the knees one by one up and roll yourself over to one side very slowly and carefully, as if you are a sloth. And roll yourself back up. And we're going to come to a pose that I would love you to access with ease, but sometimes it's not that accessible, it's not that easy to access. So I advise having already a pillow handy. Wrong, I need to put it like this. There we go. So from here, sit in a cross-legged position with your right leg in front and your left leg behind. And then see if you can wriggle your feet outwards so that they're pushing out and your ankles are sort of pretty much behind your knees if you place your hands down and sort of frame your knees. If this is very uncomfortable for your knees and you have knee issues, just pull the left leg slightly further back towards your buttock and see if you feel the outward rotations in your hips. Now, if this is too intense and you feel there's pressure in the knee joints, come again and sit on something. So make yourself a little stool with maybe some blocks or cushions. So a little bit of height, and the angle for your knees are a little bit gentler. You can also place something underneath your feet because sometimes the pressure of the ankle is not so nice. This is called a square pose. Option, if you're feeling this is okay for you, you can place a block in front of your left knee and then place the foot on top. So you can see the legs become more parallel to the floor. And if you're quite open, but please only attempt this if you're really open in the hips, you might want to bring the ankle on top of the knee. But generally, for most of us, this is going to be quite high. So for me, as you can see, I'm sort of nowhere near anywhere that's really comfortable at the moment. So I'm just going to stay here. Check in if you're forcing anything. So it should feel like, yeah, I can stay here for 5 minutes. No, we're not. We're not staying for 5 minutes, don't worry. Just for 4. So there we are. Once you feel like, okay, this is a position I can stay in, Option 2, just remain seated. Option 2, see if the hand want to come forward. So this increases again, this rotation. And then be in your body, close your eyes. And if you notice I've gone a little far, just come back. I've noticed that my foot needs some support here. I'm rolling my mat over. And check in, what is the sensation you are experiencing. With the hips, I sometimes find there's this gripping or this, I can't quite put my name to it. I kind of want to grind my teeth at some point. So if I notice that, I just take it back a little bit. I used to be pushing into the drama, otherwise I didn't feel it. So learning to undo this takes a little bit of time. Finding that right edge where I feel safe but supported. I feel sensations, but they're not so intense that I can't stay there. And this practices the resilience that we have then in life. This practices our ability to remain calm, remain relaxed and grounded and aware. Two more minutes. And sometimes when we don't expect it, there's suddenly a new space. It becomes a little easier and you experienced a new boundary. Your last minute. And then enjoy beautiful deep breath. As you exhale, release that tiny bit more. And then coming back up slowly. And then from here, just nice and slowly lean back. And then bring the legs back together. Open them a little bit and see if you want to just rock your legs side to side. There's a little release into the joints. And that's it. And let's come to the other side. So when you're ready, crossing over the other leg to the front. And you might notice one side is the seemingly easier side, maybe it's so subtle. So we'll find the variation again. For maybe this side you might need props or you might not. That's this side. Apologies. Okay. And then again, once you feel like, this is a nice position, Sneezing again? No? Not yet. You can again close your eyes, arrive in what is there right now, and start again from the beginning. Start again with just feeling, and then if you have space you can maybe fold forward or just stay where you are until the sensation eases a bit and becomes more accessible. All the while your breath is smoothly moving through you, flowing, easing yourself into this pose. And you've got just over 1 minute left. And then again a deep breath in. And exhaling, soften a little more. And rolling yourself back up. Move your hands back. And then lifting the legs. Uncross them. And again, give them a gentle swipe side to side. I'm sniffling. I think there's lots of pollen around. I've got those sort of sneezing urge. So if I sneeze in between, hope that doesn't not shock you, but what's the word? Doesn't startle you. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay, the next one. We're going to lie again on our back, just to release the legs for a moment, coming back into a relaxation place. So legs out in front of you. Lie back again if you want to have a pillow under your head. And rest let the legs become really soft. So after all these stressing poses, so when we come into a yin pose, we're stressing the ligaments, we're putting pressure on the joints to lengthen through the fascia, making the fascia supple, bringing fluid to that area. And after, we would just relax. And we do nothing. And if we are someone who finds this challenging, this just doing nothing without the mind racing or the need to move, then remember it's not for long. We're just doing it for a little while. So each time just finding a little bit of stillness. Place awareness to your breath, the breathing in and out. And let's move again back to the next pose. So again, bending the knees one by one in. And then roll yourself over to one side again, nice and slowly. Coming back up. And from here we're going to move into the front of our body. So we're going to come into a Sphynx pose. Sphynx is on your belly, which I can't show you that well. So I'm going to do seal. I'll explain Sphynx for you though. I'm going to place some blocks under my hips, which you don't do because I'm pregnant, so my hips are going to go on here. Now imagine the blocks aren't there, and these blocks are also not there, so this is all the floor, and you're going to bring the elbows underneath the shoulders, so your shoulders are resting right above the elbows. Your legs are long. If you like, you can place, it's not comfy yet, your hands under the chin to rest the chin on there. If you feel the sensation in the lower back is a little bit too intense, maybe place a block or pillow or towel right underneath your lower ribs so you're supported in that area. Now, because I have a big belly in the way, I'm going to come straight to my seal, which is the second variation. And we're not staying here for too long, we're just staying for 3 minutes. Just open a bit through the front. So find the position that is right for you. If you like, you can lift the chin if that feels nice. Relax your glutes. Relax your head. And find out what is the right position. Closing your eyes, and again, be in your body. Be there and notice what's going on. Think of releasing especially the hips here, so not clenching in the glutes. You feel that compression in the lower back, strengthening the lower back in this way. Just 1 more minute here. And if you feel that from the Sphynx you would like to straighten the arms and come a little higher in this last minute, you can do that, turning the fingers out to the side slightly. If that's too much, just stay in your Sphynx. deep breath in. And as you exhale, you can slowly lower yourself back down. Or if you like, you can tuck the toes under and push yourself back into a child's pose, which I'm going to do. Maybe you want to lie on the belly, resting one cheek on the floor, or resting your hands underneath the forehead. And coming to a child's pose. Maybe a little wriggle of the hips to release any sensations of tenderness in the lower back. Keep that breath smoothly rolling and flowing. All right, and when you're ready, coming up onto your hands and knees. So the next one is going to be opening into the side, inner thighs. It's called the frog pose. So, I'll just pull my not so stable pants to the side. So we're going to, maybe if you want, have a blanket underneath your knees, or you can roll your mat maybe over. So I'm going to roll the sides of my mat in so that it's slightly padded. I'll pull it over another mat. Okay. But you can use pillows or cushions, and then slide the knees out as wide as you can. Now the toes can be touching at the back. Go slightly sideways so you can see. So the toes can touch here. Tendency will be that you want to come forward with your hips, but that's not where you want to go. You want to keep the hips just behind the knees. And you can even test it out, so you can move a little bit forwards and back to see where's the position where I feel it here in the inner thighs. Then from here, if you feel it's comfortable-ish, you can bring the legs out to the side, so the sides of your shins are parallel to the sides of your mat, and maybe even flex the feet, so you're in a proper, like a horse stance on the floor. And then give your lower back a little bit of a tilt, so try and tuck the tailbone slightly under, you'll really feel it then, and then tilt it a bit. And then do that a few times, so it's a little bit of a sort of weird movement, but try and get into that joint right here in the groin. I'll go back to my original position. So you're supporting yourself on your hands. If you have a bolster or a big pillow or cushion, what you can do is place some books or so in front, and then maybe the big pillow, if you have a big pillow, on in front of your chest, so that you have a bit of support, so that takes away that pressure, so that releasing into the hips. And I'm giving you here a little bit more time, so I'm going to stay in this for 5 minutes. If at any point you feel you need to come out, remember this is your practice. You need to take that care. I want to give you that time to really enjoy this pose, because it's a great way that when we have a little bit more time, we begin to notice where's our edge, where's our thoughts going, where's the gripping starting, or how can I make it really yin-like. So practice for the mind as well as the body. So you're already 20 seconds in now. So find the breath again. Find your stillness. Notice emotions. over halfway. Just got another, it's about 2 minutes to go. How can you become more yin-like? And if you notice that the body has released a little far, you can come out. Not long to go. And now in this last minute, if you like, you can make very small movements again of your lower back. So tilting into a posterior and anterior tilt. So a little arch in the back, a little tucking. Very small movements, exploring the sensation. Very small, very small. Or just keep breathing and staying there. You've just got 20 seconds to go. Alright, take a deep breath in. Sigh it out, any sound that feels good. And now really slowly, because it can be quite a time-consuming thing to come out of this now. Maybe if your legs go out to the side, so like the proper frog legs, bring the toes together touching. And then place the hands on the floor and give the hands a little bit of weight. And then lean a little bit onto one side and draw one knee in, and then lean a little bit to the other side and draw the other knee in, so that you're sort of making your way slowly back into a tabletop position, and then tucking the toes under. And then removing your props. And again, come lying on your back. Release, lie on your back. Stretch your legs out. And again, let the hips become really soft. Slow movements getting there. Notice how nice it feels now that the hips are not doing anything at all. You're not doing anything but lying and breathing. And welcome any sounds that want to come, any sounds that want to accomplish your relaxation. Feel free to just express yourself, be creative. We're working with the energy of creativity, the water, the flow. Just a few moments more lying here and relaxing before we move on. in one by one, so the knees are pointing up to the ceiling. We're going to come to a lying down figure of 4. So from here, crossing your right ankle over the left knee, and then see if you want to lift up the leg and hold behind your left thigh. If you can reach further, you can try to reach for the shin, and pull the leg towards you. If you have a wall nearby you, what you can do is lie with yourself facing the wall, and then you do your figure of 4 against the wall. So I'm showing you here so that the foot presses against the wall. And you can release the arms out to the side. This can sometimes feel quite nice. So also if you have a bed nearby or a sofa, so something sturdy that you can rest your foot on. Good. And then let's stay here. Time. Okay, good. We're staying here only for 3 minutes. Sit. Try and again think of that opening through the leg. Maybe if it feels nice, you can also rock a little bit side to side, just to settle into the pose. We've got another 40 seconds left here. Now in a moment, when we come out of this pose, we're going to move into a spinal twist. So option, you can keep your right ankle over your left knee and start to move your legs over to the left side. So I think I'm mirroring you. I'm not mirroring you, so I'm going the opposite way if you're looking at the screen. Otherwise, just drop your knees over to the left side. You can also take the right ankle off the left knee and just keep both knees together. And then open your right arm out to the side. I can't twist anymore. So I'm just going to come up. And then finding your spinal twist that works for you. So maybe with the right ankle hooked over the left knee. Maybe you want to take your left hand and place it on top of the right knee, drawing it down towards the floor. Maybe you need something in between the legs, or maybe you need something under the right knee. And we're going to stay here for 3 minutes in this nice spinal twist to open the chest. Again, not forcing anything, just feeling Let breath move into the right side of your rib cage. And 30 seconds left here. So really use your breath to access areas that feel a little tight. Send it there like a loving invitation to let go. Creating space in the heart and the lungs. Deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, sigh out if you like. And then roll yourself back onto your back. If you're near a wall, maybe stretch the legs up to the ceiling. If you are on your back, stretch the legs again away from you for a moment just to release. Take a moment of notice. If you need to move a little bit, you can as well. And before we move on to the other side, check in what your body needs. Coming to that last bit of the practice now. Let's arrive on the other side. So bringing the legs back in and then crossing your left ankle over the right knee if you were against the wall, or your support. Find that way that works for you again. And then settle in. Figure of four. Feel the lower back spread into the floor. Think of your shoulders melting into the floor. Your neck is long. If you need a pillow, again, place it under the head. you've got 1 more minute left. And then slowly breathing in deeply. And as you exhale again, roll the legs over towards the other side, so your right side, either with the right ankle crossed over the left knee, or you can uncross the knees to the side, maybe holding your left knee with the right hand, and open your left arm to the side. Finding your spinal twist again. While I remind the time, there are 3 minutes to go here. So we explored various movements through, or directions through the hips. External rotation, outward rotation, extension. Some gentler, some more intense. And through this journey through the hips, maybe some emotions came up. Maybe it was beautifully releasing and felt enjoyable. Maybe sometimes it was a little bit difficult and challenging to find just that right place for yourself. Sensation might have come and gone. Just the last minute here, just slightly under. And then again a breath in and a deep exhaling out. And then rolling yourself slowly back to the center, top knee first. If you're against the wall, you can stretch the legs up or just come back onto your mat so your legs can slide away from you. Good. And let's begin now to settle into your final relaxation pose, into your Shavasana. We'll finish with a little bit of Yoga Nidra. So as you now begin to release, make sure you're feeling very comfortable in the way that you're lying, and you don't have to move anymore. So maybe you'd like to place a pillow under your head, or maybe a roll of towel or pillows under your knees so they're slightly bent. Have the arms by your side. If you have a blanket nearby or an eye mask, you can place it over yourself, so you're really making it as comfortable as possible. Tucking yourself in, so to speak. Taking really good care of yourself. So this time, this precious time of relaxation really brings into you peace and the feeling of release. And once you feel ready, and your eyes are closed or half closed, maybe take again one more deep breath in. Hold it just for a slight moment and then release the breath. And then closing the mouth and breathing in and out through your nose. And just start by doing a mental Nadi Shodhana. So little rivers, little breath movements, thinking that the breath is moving in through one nostril and then breathing out through the other. So we're going to breathe in through the right, well, we're going to imagine we're breathing in through the right nostril, and we're going to breathe out through the left nostril. You just imagine that movement, breathing in through your right nostril, breathing out through your left nostril, in through your right nostril, out through your left nostril. Keep going. Few rounds, breathing in and out. Soft breath. And then let this breathing go and bring your awareness to the area between your eyebrows, your third eye. And imagine that there's a liquid, a warm, beautifully coloured liquid, like a beautiful smelling oil being dripped on that place. And it feels like it can release the muscles there in your forehead. And it starts to spread over the skin of your face. Like a facial massage, it moves over the forehead, around the eyes, across the temples. Like a gentle wind that covers the eyes, making them soft and warm. Moves over the cheeks, down to the nostrils, over your lips. It releases any tension in the jaw, moves down the neck to the collarbones, and then spreads over the shoulders, moving down the right arm, the elbow, the lower arm, the wrist, to the hand, with the thumb, the palm, and the fingers to the tips. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from the left shoulder down, the upper arm, the elbow, lower arm, wrist, the thumb, then the palm of the hand, and down the fingers, 1, so 2, 3, 4, and little finger. And then feeling the arms being really relaxed and soft by your side. Let this warm, healing and soothing liquid move down the chest, down the front, moving under the armpits down to the shoulder blades, down the back, around the ribs, to the belly, and to the hips, moving over the front, the sides and the back, spreading over the buttocks, and then back to the front of the legs where it comes to the thighs. Letting this relaxing feeling move down the right leg to the knee, the shin, the calf, to the ankle, and feeling the heel of your right foot, and then the sole of the right foot, the top of the foot, to where the toes begin, starting with the big toe, into the tip, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. Feeling that right leg relaxed, heavy on the floor. Feel this moving liquid now down the left leg, the thigh, to the knee, the shin, the calf, the ankle, the heel, the sole of the foot, the top of the foot, and then the big toe, second, third, fourth, and fifth toe. And feeling both your legs relaxed on the floor, heavy and relaxed. Feeling the whole body now lying there on the floor. Breathing softly. Just like water drops melting into the earth, imagine your body is becoming softer and heavier, releasing tension into the earth, letting go. And when you're ready, I gently bring you back. But if you prefer staying here for longer, then just stay, turn off the video, and come out when you need to. Otherwise, when you're ready, just feel the body again on the floor and all the parts that are touching the ground. And then notice the clothes on your body, the temperature of the room on your skin. Notice your feet and your hands. Become aware of the toes and the fingers and very slowly start to move them. if you're ready, you can roll over to one side and lie there for a little moment longer. And with your eyes closed or half closed, push yourself back up to a seated position when you're ready. And again, notice once you arrive there, how you are. And then if you like, place your right hand to the ground and your left hand just below your navel, which is connected to the second chakra, the element of water, Sphynx. And give thanks to the ground that holds you and stabilizes you. And give love and energy to that place underneath your navel, the energy of creativity and flow, the creation of emotions, of exploration. And I offer you again an Om to finish, if you like. To close, hands back to your heart, or keep them where they are. Take a breath in and a deep sigh out. And then inhaling to chant. Namaste everyone, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Please drink some not too cold water or maybe some herbal tea to replenish that energy, and I hope to see you again soon.